All right, in this video, we are going to calculate these divisions over here using polynomial long division. So generally speaking, we want to set it up, start with the first question there. We want to set it up so that the divisor, which is the term being divided, is on the outside, and then the dividend, the term over there, is going to be on the inside. And if there's any terms that are missing, for example, the x squared term is missing here, you want to make sure to fill that out as a 0x squared to make this calculation a bit easier. That's how we set it up. So now let's do the long division. The first thing that I do is I take the first term here and I divide by the first term here. So x cubed divided by x, that's just x squared, and I'm going to write that on the top. Then I'm going to multiply this top by this full term here. So x squared times x minus 4. I'm going to subtract that inside a bracket over here. It's going to be x cubed minus 4x squared. Make sure everything lines up perfectly. And then let's do the subtraction. The first two terms should always cancel each other out and give you 0. Second two terms, 0 minus negative 4. It's going to be positive 4x squared. Then we bring down the next term and we repeat the exact same process again till we can no longer bring down terms. So 4x squared divided by x, that's just 4x. I'm going to write that on the top. Then I'm going to do 4x times this whole thing over here and subtract it inside a bracket. That's 4x squared minus 16x. First terms just cancel each other out. Negative 2x minus negative 16x. That's going to be negative 2x plus 16x, which is 14x. And then I bring down the plus 1. So now I'll do this process one last time because there's nothing to bring down after that. And then that will be my final solution. So 14x divided by x, that's just 14. 14 times x, 14x, 14 times negative 4, that is negative 56. These two will just cancel each other out. 1 plus 56 gives me a final remainder of 57. So my final answer, I can write my quotient first, x squared plus 4x plus 14, and then you can write your remainder, so plus 57 over your divisor, which is x minus 4, and this is one of the final ways. There are multiple ways you can represent the solution depending on your class. That's one of the ways that I prefer to do. Your quotient plus your remainder over your divisor. That's what happens when you do long division. Okay, so let's just try these two examples for practice over here. They're pretty much the same difficulty, nothing too difficult here. So try these two out and then check if you get the same solution as me. X cubed divided by x is just x squared. Multiply that, get x cubed plus 2x squared. When we subtract over here, this cancels off, but this also cancels off. It means we get a 0 over here. So if all the terms cancel off when you subtract, when you bring down the next term, I only have one term over here, but you want the number of terms here to match the number of terms here. So you should actually bring down the plus 1 as well in this step over here. That way I have two terms here and two terms here. This 0 does not really matter. So you always want the number of terms here to match the number of terms here, just so that the division is a bit easier. Negative 6x divided by x, that's just minus 6. And then negative 6 times x, negative 6x, negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. 1 minus negative 12, that's just 13. So in this case, my remainder is just 13, which means my solution for this question is just x squared minus 6 plus 13 over x plus 2. And let's try the third and final question in this one. Let's start by just setting it up again. Pretty much the same difficulty, so shouldn't be too difficult. So 2x cubed divided by 2x, that's just x squared. X squared times this whole thing is 2x cubed plus x squared. If I subtract, I'll get 4x squared. Bring down the negative 4x. 4x squared divided by 2x is just 2x. 2x times this whole thing is just 4x squared plus 2x. Subtract and I will get negative 6x. Bring down the negative 5. Negative 6x divided by 2x is negative 3. And then negative 3 times the front is negative 6x minus 3. These will cancel. Negative 5 plus 3 is just a remainder of negative 2. So my final solution for this one, quotient plus remainder, which is negative in this case. So I'll subtract it over 2x plus 1. That negative can be in the front over there. That would be my final solution to this question. If you made it to the end of this video and you found this content helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.